everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Carmelita and I'm a clinical counselor in Wisconsin. Today's coping skill of the week is a moss kit that I found at Target, and you're seeing that I had already created it. I thought I was recording myself creating it, and I realized at the end that I didn't. So now you're seeing me undo all that I did, and I'm just gonna make a new creation, and you can decide if what I ended up with is better than what I created originally. You be the judge. Before I get into the topic today, I want to preface this video saying that though I'm a therapist, I'm not your therapist. So if you do need therapy, go reach out to a counselor and get mental health treatment, because YouTube and social media is not true mental health therapy. This video is just meant as a resource. Maybe you can use it with your therapist, talk to your therapist, give you ideas about what could help you, but it's definitely not therapy. So that being said, today's topic is about self-care. And this is something that's thrown around on the media a lot, social media especially and specifically. And people get confused about what exactly is it. So I talk to clients all the time about like, well, what are you doing for self-care? And they'll say like, well, I don't really know what self-care is, or they say I don't have time for self-care, or I don't have money for self-care. And so I have to, go brass tacks with them on, I hope I use that phrase right, brass tacks. I have to basically tell them what self-care is and what it's not. So I'm gonna debunk some things today. So self-care is not you having to spend lots of money on being extravagant. I don't know what glowing up is, but it's not that either. I don't think, I know it's not. If it's what I think it is, it's definitely not that. So it could be. I mean, if you have money to do that, then that could be your thing. But for the rest of us, it's not. And so what is it? Basically, it's anything that you really enjoy doing that kind of helps you to self-regulate. So this right here, what I'm doing now, could be a form of coping, of self-care, because I enjoy doing different art activities. Anything that I can do that's hands-on, I typically enjoy doing. And so this for me is a form of self-care. It did not cost me a lot of money to do. And you don't have to even get a kit at Target. I mean, go outside and get some moss, or get some leaves, or get some flowers and create your own creation. Like, that can be a thing. Not having enough time, I have 2 toddlers and I run a private practice for myself, and I do an IOP contract. So I don't have a lot of time either. So I can understand that totally when clients tell me that they don't have enough time to do self-care. So then I ask them, well, what are some things that you enjoy? And we kind of like troubleshoot that belief that they don't have enough time, because like when they think about it, they have had time to watch a movie at the end of the day or scroll through their phone, and it's really, it could be a lot of time wasted depending. Like if watching a movie is your way of de-stressing, that is a form of self-care for you. If scrolling through your phone is really you reading, maybe a book that you're enjoying on your phone, that is a form of self-care. So I broaden their definition of what self-care is, and I debunk I tell them what it isn't. And as a mom, it was very frustrating going through postpartum and seeing on social media people saying, moms, by the way, saying that showering was not a form of self-care. It's just something that you're supposed to do anyways. And I think it's supposed to be for you to feel encouraged that it's okay to do a little bit more for yourself other than just taking a shower. I, however, found it discouraging, because it was like saying, well, then you're not caring for yourself because all you've done for yourself today is shower. Well, like anything, I mean, I tell clients, it's literally in the definition. We're overthinking this. It's self-care. It's whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. That's definitely basic hygiene practices, but also those things that rejuvenate you, give you a little bit more energy, put a little bit of pep in your step, give you some life, and put some life back into you. That is also a form of self-care. So definitely don't feel like you have to glow up, or what is it, medical spas. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You don't have to go, I mean, going to the gym is great, working out is great. You don't have to for self-care. It can be whatever you enjoy doing that rejuvenates you and makes you feel better, as long as it's obviously helpful and not harmful to your body or to other people. So even though you might find you get more, energy and more stimulated with coffee, that I wouldn't count as self-care, just because it's not really, caring for yourself. Usually we're grabbing a cup of coffee because we haven't been caring for ourselves in the best of ways. We haven't been getting enough sleep or exercising, those things that naturally give us more energy. And so we need that supplement of caffeine to get us there. So I wouldn't count that as self-care. I would count that as, a mechanism that you use to cope with not having enough self-care. Now, I'm not, judging you for drinking coffee. I also drink coffee from time to time, and my husband and my mom love coffee, and they drink it multiple times a day. So I'm not judging anybody for drinking coffee. I'm just saying, since I said rejuvenate and give you energy, I'm trying to give you ideas that, like, what helps you also, like, your physical body and your mental body, not just making you feel more energized. So coffee wouldn't count there. But let's say going to a coffee shop and reading a book. If you have a cup of coffee in your hand, or, you're drinking a cup of coffee, that's fine too. But, those things that kind of like refuel you mentally and emotionally as well. So I'll just list off a bunch of ideas and give you some. So reading, going for a walk, painting, drawing, coloring. Some people take naps, and they found that to be self-care for them. Depending on what stage of life you're in, that could be helpful. If you're a teenager, definitely. If you're postpartum, definitely. Those things are helpful. Or even if you work, crazy hours at work, then yeah, definitely. This Moss kit could be crocheting. I've seen clients do that during therapy sessions. So puzzling. I said going on a walk. Sitting outside in your driveway and just watching people walk by, or watching the nature around you, going to the park, listening to music, listening to nature sounds, like maybe you like to sewing something, spending time with your kids. I know some people have said that really is a coping skill. Excuse me, I burped. That really is a coping skill for them, and it's really self-care for them when they get to spend time with their kids. So that can be something for you as well. Going on a walk with your dog, spending time with your animals as well. Those are coping, or those are good self-care skills as well. The list goes on and on, really. Reading your Bible, or whatever religious book you have that you practice. Journaling. It's reflection time. Sometimes I just need a couple hours to reflect on my week and how life has been going, and figure out if I need to make any changes or adjustments in my schedule or my daily life. So all of those things all count as self-care. And, like I said, toothbrushing, showering, all those things as well. Those basic hygiene things, doing your laundry. Cleaning can also be a self-care mechanism. I know some people say, oh, no, that's, chores, blah, blah, blah. But no, that also counts as a form of self-care, because it's caring for yourself. It's caring for your environment around you. Speaking of the environment, maybe you are an environmentalist and you like to spend time outside. So maybe gardening is something for you, or composting. I have a compost bin, and I actually really enjoy going out there and turning my compost when I have time to do it. I should do it more often than I do, but I don't have as much time because I have a 1-year-old that tries to run down the driveway every chance he gets. So I have to sprint across the yard to get to the front of the house to grab him before he tries to run into the street. So I don't have a lot of time for turning my compost, but the great thing about nature is it knows what it's doing, so it kind of takes care of it. But yeah, gardening as well is a form of self-care. And like I said, just being outside, listening to nature, listening to the sounds of the birds, and things of that nature, like really spending time doing those things. So I would like you to do with this time is write a list of things that you enjoy, things that really rejuvenate you, that are good for you, your mind or your body or your spirit, like those types of things. And it could be as simple as having time to clean or taking a shower. Put that on there if that's something that makes you feel better. All those things can be self-care. So ignore the things that you see online about what it looks like and the glamour of it, the aesthetics. Ignore that and just focus on what is your body telling you. Is your body telling you that this activity is like rejuvenating you, is a form of self-care, is making you happy, and is actually good for you, and is not harming you or anyone else? Then it probably is your form of self-care. All right, everybody, so here is my finished masterpiece. Now, does it look better now or the original that I had first created? You be the judge. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you have a comment. And thanks for joining me. Peace be with you. Bye.